My new neighbors bought a $2 million house everyone hates. A young couple in their 20s just moved in next door. They're fresh from California, all smiles, driving a Tesla, and they bought one of those god-awful modern box houses. 3 stories tall, white and black, looks like it was dropped from a spaceship. Cost them $2 million, and it completely wrecked our neighborhood. See, my family's lived here for generations. We're not rich, just rooted. Our backyard garden has always been this magical little place. Huge, full of flowers, veggies, fruit trees, bees, butterflies. We'd hand out tomatoes to neighbors, let kids come help dig and plant, even hosted garden parties every summer. It was a part of the neighborhood's soul. People loved that garden. Then a developer came in, bought the lot next door, and bulldozed the sweet old brick house that used to be there. Replaced it with this 3-story monstrosity that looks like a soulless hotel. We fought it, wrote letters, went to city council meetings, begged them not to approve the build because it would destroy the garden's sunlight. They didn't care. So the house went up, and the garden started dying. The lights gone. My grandmother used to sit back there every morning. Now it's just shadows, cold, empty. I had to grieve that space like it was a person. And no one in the neighborhood liked the new house either. It's out of place. It's rude. It's ugly. And worst of all, it represents everything we've been fighting to preserve around here. So when the new owners moved in, the whole block went quiet. No one said hi. No one baked cookies. Just distant waves and fake smiles. I kept it polite, but avoided them. A few weeks after they moved in, the woman stopped me while I was pulling weeds near the front yard. She asked if we could talk. Said they felt like they'd done something wrong. Like maybe they were being too loud or weren't pulling their trash bins in fast enough. That people just didn't seem friendly. Her boyfriend stood there nodding and said he was honestly surprised. Thought they were moving into a nice, warm, community-driven area, especially for the price tag. Said it felt affluent, and they figured neighbors would be welcoming. I looked at them and asked if they did any research about the area. They just shrugged and said, "We moved from California, so not really." I said, "Well, maybe that was your mistake." She looked confused and asked what I meant, so I asked if they'd ever looked into our backyard. She smiled and said she thought our little garden was super cute. I just stared at her for a second, and I said, "Yeah, that cute garden used to get full sunlight all day. It was a neighborhood treasure. Your house blocked most of that light." The guy frowned and goes, "Well, it's not our fault you built your garden there, is it?" That's when I lost my patience. I looked him straight in the eye and said, "You got what you paid for. $2 million for a house that everyone on this street hates. You bulldozed a home people cared about. You cast a literal shadow over something that meant the world to this community, and you didn't even bother to understand what you were stepping into." Then I smiled and said, "Hope it was worth it. Have a nice day." And I walked away. That was the first and last real conversation we had.